Hello everyone. So in today's video, we would be knowing how does function works and what is the use of function. So firstly, what is the purpose of function? So like we do use functions in like programming language to organize and to reuse the code again and again. So like have a look on some real life example and we can relate with that. So let's suppose consider an example like you are in a restaurant. The chef can be seen as a function over there because the chef comes over here like there's a kind of ingredients that's a kind of menu with yourself like what you have to order on that, and it follows the same recipe again and again and produces a dish out of that. This allows the restaurant to offer a variety of dishes without they need to reinvent this and cook this again each time. Like they do have the menu out of that, and that's the kind of function that you are just repeating the same thing. I mean, you can just relate with that. Like you have some menu card and you have some limited like foods or like whatever drinks you do have over there, and it's a kind of function that a chef goes to everyone and it repeats the same task and the same task goes on. But let us relate with this one with a real life coding scenario. So let's suppose you are developing a web application for a car rental service, and the application allows you to search for available cars that are based on your preferences such as location, date, and the type of car you are looking for. So, you want to implement a function that filter out a list of available cars based on the user's input, that is the location, the date, and the type of car. So you don't have to search the same thing again and again. You can just simply add a function for that, and you can filter that out, and you can just when a user enters those details, you can just list them out the information out of that. So that's a that's the beauty of function. So with that, let's work on some coding stuff so you can get more bit understanding how does it works. So in this, we are having a basic function that is greet. So it's basically for greeting someone like hello, hi, in that sense. So we are having function greet, and we are passing the name as parameter over here. So we would be sending this from the main function, but just have a look on this one. I just want to let you know first one thing first, that is this is a kind of, let me remove this one. I want to make it more clear for you guys. Yeah, this is something called function definition. So in this we are just using function, and in this we are using a function name that is create, and this is the way you need to choose when you're working with function. You need to use this open parenthesis and this closing parenthesis for this, and you need curly braces, and then you can just pass some value over here. Like in this case we are passing the value as name, we are passing alias over here. And in this case what we are doing is we are just console.log, we are just doing hello, and we are just printing the name out of that, that is hello alias. And like one of the most real life example for this is, like when you open your mailbox, you may have seen most of the time that you get a message from somewhere, and you see on the top of that it's your name, like hello, like let's suppose your name is John, hello John, or like whatever your name is, you can relate with this one. That's how function works in real life. So you have a mail list of 10,000, or maybe like when you're working with a bigger number like 1 lakh or more than that, uh, you know you can just write a function for that, and the same goes on for like every of those people, and that's the main beauty of function. So that's how the function work. This is the function definition, and this is the calling of the function. We are calling the function over here, and we are passing the name over here, and this would just simply print the hello on the name over here, in this sense, like hello allies. Now I would like to let you know guys where and let scope in function. I would like to let you know in the previous video, but it won't be more understandable for you guys. So I would like to let you know that over here. So how does like var works and how does let works? They have a totally different behavior when we work with functions. So like the way var works is we are having a function that is function var example, and you guys can, I would like to make it more easy for you guys. Now you guys can relate with this one, right? So like function var example, we are just simply printing the console.log local var. But by the meantime, we don't have any local var variable over here, so we would be creating the variable. But what we are doing, we are firstly checking the condition, that is the conditional statement. So if you are checking if the condition is true, you can write any condition over here. But in this case, I'm just wanting to let you know that true or false, it goes in that sense. So if the condition is true, it would check val local. We are creating a variable that is the local var, and we are storing something called I am a I am a var variable, and we are printing the value that is console.log local var. So it would just print the same value. I am a var variable over here. And when we do outside of this, like console.log local var, you guys can see like it's the if condition. So only and only if this is being executed, then like we have declared the variable over here. But when you are working with local, I mean when you are working with var variable, you can print the value out of the like it's a function scope, so you can just print over here and you can get the same value that you have declared in the conditional statement. And that's why the var variable is called as functional scope, whereas the let variable is known as block scope. So this is the same story with function. This is the basic definition and this is the logic, and we are passing the, like we are just calling this function. In this case, we do not have passed any parameters or any values, so we can just simply write this one, and this is the way we call our function, and we are just consoling this one. So that's how thing works, but don't focus on this one by the time. Just focus on this part, that what I have said. And now let's work on the var. So, sorry, I mean, let's work on the let one. So here the function for let example. So if this condition is being true, we are like having a local var over here. I mean, let us make this local let. It would be more easy for you guys to understand. Local let, and over here also local let. Yeah, so let's work on this one. So if we are checking like if the condition is true, then we are doing like local let. I am a let variable. Yeah, we know that. Now we are just printing the value that is console.log local var. So we are getting the value as I am a let variable. But when we do the same console.log out of the function, I'm like inside of the function only, but we are doing this out of this conditional statement, we would be getting some kind of error, that is a reference error, that is local var is not defined. But in the case of var, guys, you can see we don't get any error out of that. And that's the difference between var when we are working with functional components, and that's the difference between let when we are working with functional components. So basically the overall conclusion is var is a functional scope, whereas let is a block scope.